We are in the Stearns History Museum, walking into the gallery that we just remodeled, flowing through time, an environmental history of Stearns County. This is the large map that's kind of illustrative of the three biomes of Stearns County. Here's the text flowing through Stearns County and the map that shows the original vegetation of Stearns County, the way it used to look in 1859. That corresponds, of course, to this, which has text on the tall grass prairie, and then text on the big woods, text on the parch woods, and text on the oak savanna. Also has in the middle the saying by William B. Mitchell in 1915, "A fertile country of rich black soil, its surface divided into hills, rolling land, and prairie, beautified by meandering streams interspersed with natural and domestic groves." That was in 1915. As Stearns County changed, this is Stearns County today, a much different place. The little colored spots on the map now represent what's left of the natural ecosystem. All the other white is urban or agricultural usage. So then, as we go through the gallery, we come into, after the entry gallery, we come into the main gallery. You can see the remodel that we've done using the neon to represent the river. This is the prairie diorama. And above the prairie diorama, we've got your jackrabbit, a pocket gopher, great horned owl with a pocket gopher in his talons, a groundhog coming out of his hole. You then have the shrews, which you can't really see until you look behind the magnifying glass, and there are the tiny, tiny shrews. And then we have a hawk with a mouse in its talons, and his brother mouse awaiting a similar fate. There's a mole with a earthworm about to be taken away, probably by this ruffed grouse. And there's the 13 striped golden gopher. Minnesota, University of Minnesota is named after. You can hear the bird sounds in the background. As we turn around back toward the diorama, you see the large mural above with the trumpeter swan. This is representing springtime at dawn. The stream is flowing down into the marsh area. We have over in the cave, you can see the bear behind the great blue heron. There are many ducks along in here. There's a wood duck down there. There's the fake pond for the marsh. As we come up, we see the prairie, the buffalo robe. Here's the mural with the buffalo painting, buffalo in the background. And as we proceed around, a little sitting area. This is where the wigwam used to be. This is the savanna diorama, where we have some woodcocks and a black squirrel, hawk of some nature, nighthawk, and the gray fox couple. This also shows the bur oak, and there's an owl and a meadowlark back there. Here's a flicker and a mourning dove on the rock, some grackles on the side, and up in the trees, two species of red-headed woodpecker. As we come around, you'll see the fall as we go from summer midday to fall at sunset. It changes. And you can see down into this part of the diorama the St. Wendell's tamarack bog, which shows there's a muskrat, beaver, and over on the side the two baby raccoons. Up in the trees, you can see the bunting. There's an eastern blackbird, a blue jay, there's a red-headed blackbird, red-winged blackbird, a tanager, and then we're out of this area. We'll head over to, as we come around, the winter scene. This is the winter diorama that we're looking at. The mural depicts snow coming along, and then here's the snow of the woodlands area with the first taxidermy mount, which is a lynx with a bob white in its mouth. And then here's a bobcat beside him. pileated woodpecker in the trees, the snowy owl behind, Canadian goose down below, and then here is a barred owl screeching, looking for supper, unawares that just below him is a ground squirrel hibernating. So yeah, this one came out pretty good. The shadows of the trees, this is all just a scenic art thing, worked pretty good. Going back to the sunset, I'll give you just a panorama of the mural. You can kind of see the buffaloes going back around. And then as we come by the trumpeter swan and the kind of phony baloney foam rock that we built on the side here, which looks pretty darn good actually, we come into the lake scene, which is dawn on not just the lake, but actually Sauk River. So this is dawn on Sauk River. You can see the mallard drake over there. We come back, there's the loon on the surface of the water. Some birds up in the trees, a kingfisher with a fish and a duck flying over. So we go below the surface of the water, there's a largemouth bass breaking the water, going for a small bait fish, then the larger fish in the diorama. This then was the natural history setting for the whole mural thing. This mural then pulls back and becomes, in 1851 there was the Treaty Traverse des Sioux, which allowed European settlement into the country of the Dakota and the Ojibwe. This depicts that settlement. This is taken from a lithograph in 1868 by W.W. Whitefield, and it shows Sauk Center, Minnesota in 1868. And this, we'll see the text. I did it in the style of a toile painting, a blue and white French style toile painting. We come to the first of the settlements, altering the landscape, showing various tools with which European settlers changed the landscape to become more agricultural. Also on this wall we have a giant map, aerial photo, the 2008 aerial photo of Stearns County. Above that, the neon, which runs the length of the wall along this area, depicts the Sauk River from New Munich to the Mississippi. Then we come to the next case, which has some artifacts about agriculture and the importance of agriculture, and particularly dairy farming, to Stearns County. The next one depicts early resort and recreation usages of water in Stearns County, another major source of revenue and of water usage. This whole show is about the uses of water in Stearns County. This is called At Home, and it's the various ways through the history, the environmental history of Stearns County, that water has been used at home and in settlements, from the old well to the sink to the copper wash pot. Then we come to the very end, which is the conclusion, difficult choices to come, where the whole problems outlined as the population increased, need increased, cities depended on water for drinking and sanitation, businesses need it for their operations, agriculture used it for grazing cattle and watering fields, people fished for sport and commercial needs. Problems developed, however, as these different uses converged, etc., etc. Anyway, that's the story. The flowing through time, environmental history of Stearns County.